Last month, former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou was involved in a motorcycle accident in Yaoundé, Cameroon, and the incident caused the death of a 17-year-old named Natsama Bridget Manuela. Reports indicated Ngannou transported the injured teenager to Yaoundé General Hospital and covered her medical expenses. However, she succumbed to her injuries despite undergoing emergency surgery. In his first public statement following the tragedy, Ngannou expressed profound sorrow and solidarity with the victim's family. He stated, "From the very beginning, I have been by the family's side, offering support, comfort, and deepest condolences during this time. I've met with them privately to share their grief. I will continue to stand with them every step of the way, carry their pain with me. Unwavering thoughts and support remain with them as they face this heartbreaking loss." The Yaoundé High Court has now released a press release stating a serious medical error was made while taking care of Miss Manuela in the hospital, including an overdose of anesthesia, which directly contributed to her death. We asked that all light be shed on the responsibility of the hospital establishment and the nursing staff. So no responsibility to Ngannou in this case. Some people are questioning this version of events. Ngannou paid some good money to the hospital to cover him. Bro, what kind of negligence is that? Yeah, how much did he pay the judge for them to say that? Overdose of anesthesia, what the F? What the F? How does that possibly happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. UFC officially announces that the main event of the July 12th Nashville Fight Night card is going to be Derek Lewis versus Talshin Teixeira in the heavyweight contest, number 9 and 14 in the heavyweight division. Big opportunity for Talshin Teixeira because he's only had one fight in the UFC, and now he's headlining a Fight Night card in front of a crowd and a chance to break in the top 10 if he can beat Lewis. Heavyweight division needs new contenders, so that's why they're giving Teixeira this shot against Derek Lewis. Some people wanted a better main event for Nashville, but this is what they get. After his victory over the weekend over Gilbert Burns, Michael Morales moves up 4 spots in the welterweight division to the number 8 position. Gilbert Burns drops 2 spots to number 10. Morales is now in the top 8. Ahead of him are Buckley, Gary, Usman, Edwards, Rachmanov, Brady, Muhammad, and Madalena. Madalena fights Makhachev next. Brady is looking to fight Ian Gary. Kamaru Usman takes on Joaquin Buckley June 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, headlining that Fight Night card. After her victory over the weekend over Elise Reed, Denise Gomes enters the strawweight rankings in the number 15 position. Gomes got the knockout over the weekend. She's one of the hardest hitting 115ers out there. With Gomes entering the rankings, leaving the rankings is Luana Pinheiro. Tisha Pennington beat her over the weekend via decision, so Pinheiro is out of the rankings. John Anik was saying that Justin Gaethje was mad that he didn't get the title shot against Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira got it. But Gaethje's on a 1-fight win streak. He lost his fight before that, got knocked out by Holloway. Oliveira is also on a 1-fight win streak, lost his fight previous to that against Arman Tsarukyan, but he's ranked 1 spot higher than Gaethje. Tsarukyan's probably mad too. He didn't get the title shot. He was supposed to get the title shot against Makhachev, but he pulled out because of his back issue. So I don't know. It's just an angry division other than Oliveira who got the shot.
I was with Justin Gaethje a lot this week. Played golf with him on Thursday. I was at the pairings party with him on Wednesday for this Mahomes tournament, and he was pissed. He feels like certainly he was passed over in favor of Charles Oliveira for this opportunity against Ilia Topuria. And I think what Justin Gaethje and his manager Ali Abdelaziz, Kenny, are looking for is just some sort of guarantee that they will be next.
It is a little weird. Guys on 1-fight win streaks are throwing tantrums and demanding title shots, but that's what's happening. And it'll be interesting if Makhachev loses to Madalena. Does he come back down and try and win the belt he vacated? So interesting times at the top of the lightweight division. Athlete Q&A with Jack Della Maddalena, new UFC welterweight champion, on Wednesday in Perth. Maybe we can get a little more insight as to when he might be fighting Islam Makhachev next in his first title defense of the welterweight belt. Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen seem very surprised that Ilia Topuria is such a big favorite against Charles Oliveira for their main event fight at UFC 317 June 28th for the lightweight title. Stylistically, though, Topuria is a knockout artist. Charles does get hit a lot, and he's going to have a tough time probably taking down Ilia to the ground. So it's not necessarily surprising that Ilia is a big favorite, but Oliveira is Oliveira. Even in the standing aspect of the game, he is extremely dangerous. So you never know. That being said, got to go with Topuria by KO.
Minus 370 favorite Topuria is to beat Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. Minus 370.
That is insane. That is not right.
To beat a world champion that defended 3 times, has more submissions than anyone in UFC history, and he's a minus 370 favorite.
Kai Asakura versus Tim Elliott in the works for UFC 319, August 16. Asakura fought for the title in his UFC debut. He lost to Pantoja in that one. Tim Elliott is coming off a win over Sumu Darji, but that was at the end of 2023. UFC 319 takes place August 16th in the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. Headlined by a middleweight title fight between DDP and Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev, a slight favorite in that one, minus 175. DDP, a underdog at plus 150. That's going to be a good fight. Highly entertaining fight no matter how it goes. UFC veteran Kevin Lee signed a multi-fight contract with the Professional Fighters League, the PFL. He was supposed to be in the GFL, but it looks like the GFL went down the toilet, so he's now with the PFL looking for $1 million prize there. But winning that tournament is tough. There's a lot of good talent there. He's not the only guy looking for a big payout. Alex Caceres fighting Sadykhub Kakramanov in Dirty Boxing Championship June 14th. Caceres reposted, so Alex Caceres isn't in the UFC at the moment. I'm assuming he left because they weren't giving him any fights. Hope he goes back after this DBX fight. Dariush taking on Moicano at UFC 317. Dariush thinks that if he got a shot at Makhachev in January instead of Moicano, he would have won that fight. I like Dariush, and you got to be confident, but he most certainly would have lost that fight.
How do you think you would have done if they would have called your name instead of Moicano's name?
I would have won. It would have been a finish for sure. It wasn't going to go 5 rounds. The way Makhachev and I fight, it's not going 5 rounds. Yeah, so here's what I'll say. Neither of us have ever lost a decision. He doesn't lose decisions. I don't lose decisions. So I think I don't think I was going to lose that fight. I'm pretty sure I was going to win that fight.
PFL Cape Town, South Africa, date change. Saturday, July 19th. Maybe if DDP beats Khamzat, the UFC can replicate this and go there at some point for a title defense for Dricus. Claressa Shields says she's not going to do MMA anymore, but credit to her, she did it 3 times, had a record of 2-1. Most people in her position wouldn't even try it, but she did.
MMA is done, sweetheart.
We're done?
Yeah.
That's it?
It was
2-1.
fine.
Winning record.
It was fine.
Why
But
done?
It's just I don't have enough time to train for it.
Yeah.
It takes 6 months, 8 months to just get ready to defend takedowns. And even though I got a lot better,
You did?
I put in time. I'm gonna get my arm broken twice.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, it was fun, and I enjoyed every fight. You know, I did. But I was talking to one, my family never wanted me to do it.
Okay.
So I did it because I wanted to prove a point. I proved that point to me 3 times, but you can say twice because I won twice. But I proved that point, and I was offered one more fight with the PFL. Just like I got my new relationship, and he can't even handle me boxing. Like,
Oh, no.
He's like going crazy when I'm fighting, even though I'm dominating. So we had a talk, and he was like, I cannot handle MMA. He was like, if you don't do anything else for me, could you please just not do that anymore? And also, too, like I said, it just takes a lot of time to train for MMA. That time that I don't have. I did have aspirations of being like PFL MMA world champion, and you know, having a fight with Kayla Harrison one day, or
Oh, wow.
you know, or Pacheco, Larissa Pacheco. Like I did have those dreams and I did have those aspirations, but just not enough time. You know, I'm great already in boxing, and to be great like that in MMA, I would have to train at least 3-4 years consistently.